What's up, everyone? It's Dankshot here. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Here's my weekly outlook for DXY, EU, and GU for this upcoming week. Starting off with dollar, we'll take a look at this higher time frame range. You have the range low here, the range high, and then we had two deviations of the range high, two deviations of the range low. And after this most recent deviation, we've reclaimed it and we saw a leg higher to reach this weekly fair value gap. So now that we've reached a POI, I will be looking for a higher time frame retracement, or aka a short-term time frame reversal. So this is the weekly time frame. You can see we tag that weekly fair value gap. We'll zoom into the daily chart. And for my levels of a retracement, I'm looking for price to retrace towards the previous week's low and potentially to this imbalance below here. So in order for that, in order for me to look for a retracement or a lower time frame reversal, I want to see a change in the state of delivery. So, we've reached this buy side level here, or that weekly fair value gap, but we haven't shown any displacement lower. So, ideally, I want to see displacement below this low to start the week. And, we can displace below there, then I will look for a move into these POIs down here. But for now, since there's no displacement, we could see potentially another raid on last week's high. And then if we raid last week's high, make one more additional raid, and then we displace lower, then I'll start looking for that lower time frame market maker sell model, which is still a higher time frame retracement on the daily and the weekly chart. But in terms of the H4 chart, we could see potential market maker sell model for this upcoming week. But before we look for that market maker sell model, again, we want to see a change in the state of delivery, which basically means a shift in market structure on this H4 time frame. So that is my outlook for DXY. If we continue higher for DXY, then I'm most likely going to sit out, just because after this large move up, we don't see any sort of retracement. It's going to be difficult for me to keep looking for prices to go higher when it's in a premium. So I want to see it start to reach a discount or an equilibrium level. So that is my outlook for DXY. Gonna go over to EU and GU next. So we'll start with the weekly time frame here for EU. One thing to note is EU has been a lot weaker than GU. So if we're looking to play longs for this upcoming week, most likely lean towards GU. And we'll actually do GU first this week, just because if I'm looking for longs, I am preferring GU just based off this chart. So last week we took out that previous week's low, and we took out this internal sell side liquidity level. We left this imbalance down here, but since we closed back within this range here, I'm expecting to see the internal range liquidity, which is this weekly fair value gap here. So this would be internal range liquidity, and that sell side level on that weekly time frame, or this level here, was my external range. So we could see a move from external range back to internal there towards that weekly fair value gap. So one thing to note is this is that deviation gonna go over to that H4 time frame and the H1 time frame next. We'll go to that H1 actually, just because it's a little bit cleaner on here. So you had that raid on that higher time frame, sell side level. We also raided that previous week's low. Now I'm looking, my objective for this week will be this high right here. But my main objectives as well, you do have these highs here, making it low resistance liquidity. So these highs will be my first, two objectives for the week. And then this will be my final objective for the week. So right here, you can see that, again, previous week's low raid taken out that this internal level on the higher time frames. On the H1 or the H4 time frame, this is an external range liquidity level. So external on the H1 here, and now looking for a move back to internal highs, which are these two highs here, and then again you have that weekly fair value gap above. So after this change in order flow, that was the change in the state of delivery. And so now one thing to look at on the H1 time frame, or even the time frame below, ideally for me, I want to see, because we had a raid here on these lows, and so if you go to the M15 time frame, ideally I'm looking for a retracement to this range low, and then looking for a move to the range high. So this is kind of the setup that I'm looking for right here. So let me bring out the brush real quick. So this is the deviation. You have accumulation, deviation, or manipulation of the range. This to me is low resistance liquidity. So I would like to see these lows get cleaned up a little bit, which is why I'm looking for potential range low retest, and then looking for upside from there for GU. Now we'll go over to GU. Again, GU I'm liking a little bit more, just based on like the current structure. But for EU on that daily time frame, we do have this little imbalance here. We'll see how price reacts from there, but we did reverse off this down close candle here. Okay, so for me to look for longs on EU, I would need to see some sort of break in structure on the H4 time frame. So the structure is still bearish. So I want to see some sort of change in the state of delivery. We can displace above this high here, then potentially that could be a setup. But for me, again, the clear setups for me right now are on GU, so I will be looking for that potential retest of the range low. So that is it for today. And just to do a quick recap, DXY has hit a higher time frame point of interest here at that weekly fair value gap. So we will see how price reacts from there. We'll see if we can get a break of structure or the change in the state of delivery on the H4 time frame to take out this low resistance liquidity right there. You do have a lot of imbalances below, that I would want to see price retrace to, again, after taking out that weekly fair value gap. So vice versa, then we'll look for potential GU longs. We'll be eyeing for a retest of the range lows and a lower time frame reversal off of there. Again, this is the range that I'm currently looking to play. So range low, range high, deviation of the range low. We'll be looking for longs to target that range high there for GU. So, and again, if we do that, this down close candle here could potentially, be an order block if we can get a nice bullish close above that for later on in the week. But again, we'll take things day by day. That is it for me. I hope all is well, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace out.